Hey folks, how you guys doing? This is Rampage. I'm here with my review for NXT for this week for March 18th. This is their show, first one from the road from Columbus, Ohio for the Arnold Sports Festival. Really great show. They had a really unique setup here. They had like a custom entrance ramp stage, Titantrons that like the guys came out and you had to go off to one side and down the stairs. So they gave them this sort of space between the ring. Really cool to see. Let's get this started. So the first match that we had, Tyler Breeze faced off with Kalisto. Really sort of interesting clash of styles. My first thought, and my wife could attest to this, was I looked at the match like, ooh, sorry Kalisto, this isn't going to be your night. But then it turned into a really great sort of back and forth match. But what got me about this was the crowd was just eating these guys up. So granted, like, it's a small crowd, so you get like NXT hardcore people, but when you've got like the majority of the crowd sitting there chanting "Breeze is gorgeous," they had some not so nice chants for Callisto. Like every time like Breeze hit a great move, it's like that was gorgeous chants, and I'm like, okay, that's something that transitions outside of Full Sail. We'll get later on to some things that didn't quite transition so well, but this match was really great. Breeze is showing a lot of sort of range at this point. He hit some great moves. Kalisto did like the handspring off the ropes and he caught him with a super kick in midair. And I guess that was really great to see. Like in the end, Breeze once again ducks another move and hits the beauty shot against the pinfall, but like when he beats Kalisto. But this was a great match and the crowd is just eating him up. Like, sure, Breeze is a heel, but, like, they cheer him at Full Sail and they cheer him here. So his character transcends, and it worked really well. Up next, we have this great sort of, I don't call it a recap. It's sort of like the road, like Riley's road that he's traveled to get here tonight. So it shows, all the bullying from Kevin Owens. It shows like him dumping the water on his head, talking trash on commentary, attacking him later on, basically provoking Riley to retire as a commentator and come back and wrestle. And at the same time, it shows Owens being that sort of monster of like, okay, well, you ended your commentary career, I'm going to end the rest of your career. I like that. It tells a story. Sure, it's a 4-part story, but it's succinct and it worked. And I thought it came out really well. After that, we had Blake with Murphy fights Big Cass, with Enzo and Carmella. And Blake and Murphy come out, you hear the bass drop, crazy techno music, whatever. They came out like a whole like bundle of energy like they normally do. Up next, we have Enzo, Cass, and Carmella. And once again, the crowd eats this stuff up. They know all of Enzo's catchphrases, they know Cass's catchphrases, and Carmella's. And the one thing I really sort of like about this group is the crowd loves Enzo, they love Big Cass, and they despise Carmella. But there's no confusion that these three people are together. It's like, hey, we like them, we don't like her. And it just works. This match was really, like, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I'm like, okay, it's 2 tag guys. Usually that's sort of a throwaway match. These guys worked it well, and the crowd's super into it. Cass, basically, I love the whole how you doing chants. It was really great to see. Halfway through, I'd say maybe halfway, maybe a quarter way in, at that point, it becomes super obvious the crowd's super into Cass. And Blake basically goes full heel at that point, like kicking him down the corner, stomping a mud hole through him. It worked really well. The end comes when Blake's down, Murphy's up on the ring ropes, and Carmella gets up to yell at him for being up on the apron. Cass turns around, hits the big boot on Murphy, which does not disturb Carmella, but at that point, Blake comes behind, throws his weight into Cass, which at that point pushes her off the ropes, and he rolls up Cass with the tights for the win. I thought it was a pretty cool thing. It further sets up Enzo and Cass versus Blake and Murphy. I think we're going to get that tag title match pretty soon. I think Enzo and Cass will be great champs. I'm crossing my fingers that's where it goes. Blake and Murphy just need a little something extra other than like, hey, one of them is Australian. Okay, well, we got Australia. They don't have a defining characteristic. Like Enzo and Cass have established characters, and I think that works really well for them. After that, we had a promo for Dana Brooke, who is one of the NXT women wrestlers who I don't think she's been on TV yet, not to my knowledge, but it showed that she was completing at the Arnold Sports Festival. So that was cool to see. And they had other like footage of her wrestling in there as well. So it'll be interesting to see what she can do in the ring. After that, we get Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was a good back and forth match. Alexa Bliss got some good cheers for it being her hometown crowd. But my God, can Sasha Banks work a crowd? She had them in the palm of her hand and basically just tore them to shreds, and they hated her for it. And they hated her so much that I think they liked Alexa Bliss even more, which is the perfect role in that match. Because Sasha is a more established character at this point. The end came when they're brawling on the outside. Alexa Bliss reverses an Irish whip and sends Sasha Banks into the ring post instead of herself, and gets back in the ring, and Sasha Banks gets counted out. So we get a cool win for Alexa Bliss in front of her hometown. Sasha Banks sort of gets the, okay, you know, I was defeated, but you know what, it wasn't a real loss, I wasn't pinned. And after that, William Regal sets up a match for next week. We get the rematch for the title this time, Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks, which I think would be really cool. It'd be cool to see this. I believe we're back in, or back at Full Sail after this week, so we'll have to see the differences between the crowds at that point. After that, we get Kevin Owens versus Alex Riley. This is the match we've been waiting for. This was I was looking at this in my mind as this is Alex Riley's test. And at first I was thinking of it as he fought CJ Parker, good match. He came out against Kevin Owens. It's like, how much offense is he going to get? How is this match going to go? A lot of this was Kevin Owens just dissecting Alex Riley in the ring. It was Riley holding on, Riley having the comebacks, but then it's Owens hitting the cannonball in the corner, just being absolutely vicious. He hit like 3 or 4 of those senton splashes in the middle of the ring. Just took him apart. The only problem at that point is the crowd was so firmly entrenched behind Kevin Owens. We had the fight Owens fight, kill Owens kill. Couple of people on the quiet points in the match were sort of Oleg chants, but those didn't really catch on. But a lot of people were just really getting into Owens at that point. And it's hard not to like the guy. But I don't think Riley quite gave us enough to cheer for at that point. But in the end, Owens hits that pop-up powerbomb in the middle of the ring. Bam! Gets the pinfall 1, 2, 3. Riley's laid out. Owens sort of celebrates, rolls Riley out of the ring, basically sets him up for the powerbomb against the apron. Sort of a moment of hesitation as Finn Balor comes out and he's standing there on the stage with the, don't you do that. And Owens sort of gives the, okay, well, screw it, I'm going to do it anyways. Balor leaps off the stage at him, starts beating him down, rolls him into the ring. Hits that. Balor has an amazing dropkick. I'm not sure. It's like this running missile dropkick, I guess, or that's like double front foot push, where he throws the guys in the turnbuckles. He does that, and he basically perches up on the top rope afterwards, getting ready for that double foot stomp. But Owens rolls out of the way at the end and basically hightails it out before we get our satisfaction. So we end with that sort of stare down between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens, because we'll get that match next week as well. So next week we have Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks for the women's title, and Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor for the NXT title. That's going to be a hell of a show. I'm thinking Sasha Banks probably retains there. I think Alexa Bliss is doing really well. I don't think she's going to win the title, though. Owens versus Balor is sort of my wild card, because I like Owens as champ. I would love Balor as champ, but I think Balor as champ elevates him. I don't think Owens needs the belt at this point. We can do Owens versus Sami Zayn in one column, and Balor as your champion versus oncomers another column. So I think we can get multiple stories out of that, which works better in my mind. So hopefully you like this review. If you click on the logos right here, the NXT logo or the Rampage Reviews, you can get a link to subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. Please share it. If any questions, please leave them in the comments below. As always, hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week for NXT.